Joe, if you've been here before, it's likely you haven't because nobody watches this show. But if you've ever been here before, I dollar cost average $1,000 a day, and I just dollar cost averaged $1,000 of Bitcoin in my last video, so that was earlier today, and I didn't do it again, but it's reflecting in the account I'm going to show you. There's also some problem with the new account. It's ridiculous that there's constantly problems, but I wish that company Shrimpy, that ridiculously named company Shrimpy, would allow Bitcoin on their platform because their visualization was great and I could drop a link and you could go check it out and follow along, but it's the way it is. Now, this chart is wild, and the chart is wild because this is called the descending chart triangle. It's a bullish thing. It's a great thing, right? It's when like you have this triangle that's upward, like you see this higher lows, right? Like these green circles mark it. It's higher lows, and it's good news. Like that means you're gonna get to here, and then you're gonna break out, and everyone's happy, and we're all crypto millionaires, and we're buying our like Lamborghini Aventadors. Unfortunately, we just had this happen, and this right here is a daily close, right? So a daily close below, and so now this is a lower low, right? This one, this entire thing is a lower low than this thing. Not ideal. And now we have another open, and I guess we can wait until tomorrow, and we'll see what the vibe is because we're only 2 hours into this daily close, so we have about 22 hours left. So tomorrow, probably around like I guess 4 o'clock, we'll have an idea of what's happening. If this closes well, we are definitely for sure coming down. I mean, like I don't want to say definitely for sure, but I believe we're coming down if that's the case. Also, this is not bad news for me. I want to see the market go down. I want to see the market go down to like 30K as we talked about before. I'm drinking the shake. I know it looks disgusting, but it's delicious. I want to see the market come down to here, right? And if it needs to come down lower, I want to see it do that. Just so we can get the stuff out of the way, man. Like it's just been too much. Like all of this talk about bull market. I mean, like what is it? What do they call this? Like a bear market? No, dude, we are not. And I'm going to show you an article that talks about this that I just read. We are in a macro uptrend in a micro downtrend, and that's fine. Like we're and we haven't respected this dotted line that I've talked about several times, but I think we're going to. I believe we will. And if we have, maybe this was like it's possible that I've drawn this line wrong and we've already touched the line. Like one of these wicks actually touched the line, and that's why that's why this happened. It's entirely possible, but I'm not sure. Like it's possible this line right here, this touched it, but I don't think so. I mean, I could adjust the line, but you can see how like that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like if I'm fixing the line to kind of match the current assertion, it's like, okay, bro, you know what I mean? So I don't know about that so much, but my guess is useless right now. I should just say it's useless. Whoops. We're not that happy to hit there. I mean, I'd be that happy if we hit here. I'd tell you that. I'd be extremely happy. I don't know how I did that even, but if that yeah, I'd be very happy camper if we hit there. And not only if we hit there, but we hit there and I'm able to drop my entire bag down there. Then I'd be really happy. If I wasn't able to drop my bag, I wouldn't be as happy. So I'm gonna leave this here. We have one daily close right with this arrow. That's not good news for the Bulls, right? Great news for the Bears, myself, and maybe you. Like maybe you haven't gone to crypto, and if crypto does come down, you better get into it, right? Dollar cost average with me. I've told you this a bunch of times. Don't miss this. Don't sit back and watch. Dollar cost average it, be it $1, $2, $10, 15, 20, 100, doesn't matter. Whatever you can over the amount of time that you can. If it's per day or per week, per month, whatever it might be, just do it. Don't miss this opportunity, right? It's happened. I'm not going to whip out the yearly chart, but I will at some point if I really need to. If you are dollar cost, if you're not dollar cost averaging, comment below that you're not. If you are, comment below that you are, please. It's really, I mean, like it's ridiculous. I just told my good friend about getting into the market, and he immediately, I mean, like we had a discussion for like half an hour, and then he opened a Binance account, and I was just so happy. Sorry, I just hit the mic. And then he opened his Binance account. I was just so happy. I'm really excited for his future. This is, I mean, we'll make another video about this entire subject. Let's move on because this is not about technical analysis. We talked about this several weeks ago. And I mean, several weeks ago, we've only been going for a little bit, but we talked about this some videos ago, a couple of videos ago, and it's about these wormholes, like these tunnels between like Ethereum and Solana in this case, or Ethereum and Cardano, or Cardano and Solana, or like any Bitcoin and Solana, whatever it might be. The problem with these tunnels is they're insecure. They're not fully like stabilized. You can't, when you're tunneling through like between Ethereum and Solana, you might lose tokens, and that's exactly what happened. I think it was 120,000 ETH tokens were like basically hacked, right? And that's like 200, that's $321 million. And this is going to whack shit up for sure, right? For sure, the DeFi world is being absolutely knocked up. And now they're actually negotiating with the hacker to get some of it back. And like I don't know what, we're going to wait for updates, obviously, but like it's really a shit show. Basically, it's essentially a shit show, because if these guys and the companies, one company's managing this wormhole, and they're just like, yo, that's a lot of ETH. 120,000 ETH is a whole bunch. That's exactly, like 300 and some thousand. Oof, man. When I saw this on my Twitter feed, I tripped out just for a sec. I was like, is this my money? It's not, thank God. But it would trip me out, right? It would absolutely trip me out. So not good news. And Vitalik, I don't know if this article doesn't seem to address it, but Vitalik mentioned how these things would be unstable in the future, and that there wouldn't be too much interchain action because of this kind of stuff. There are risks in the intermediaries. You could almost say like it's like the Badlands, right? You have like the city, and then you have another city, but in between you can have pirates and like whomever, like the Badlands, right? It's where you can get hijacked. I'd be careful. I would not be playing with this too much. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to my purchases. Yes, so a fully intact bull market that is consolidating. This is the current consensus on what is happening right now. You can see this analyst says that we might be going down to about, it looks like about 20 to 25K ish, something like that. It's a big dependent, of course. And this guy is drawing out this line that I talked about, this red dotted line, right? That I've been like going on. Oh, hey, look, we got a big happy face, but we're not that happy. Oh God, I'll reduce his size later. But he's referring to this this red line here, and that this red line may lead us to something a lot lower, like something like a 25K Bitcoin, which would be absolutely bonkers and great. And I would be very, very happy to have a $25,000 Bitcoin. So that's kind of good news. But it's definitely not good news that for the bulls, that we weren't able to, hold this together. Now that we have a daily close below this triangle, this upside down triangle, we're basically, and it's not, I mean, I would say we're beginning to, like, I'd like to see it on the, I'm so sorry. That was a 4-hour chart. So on the daily chart, let's see what the daily chart says. Oh yeah, okay. Daily charts also. All right. So how this works is basically if on these smaller time spans, they're not as valid. Like you can't read the smaller time spans for a macro perspective as well as you can these larger time spans for a macro perspective. So on the weekly, it looks like we're breaking out of this descending triangle, right? We're breaking out. On the daily, we have for sure broken out, right? Like it's for sure that we have broken out of it. And so that's not good. And we've opened another one and we're still falling. So this is not great news for this concept, this idea. So we're now invalidating this triangular, this concept of a descending triangle or ascending triangle. I don't even remember what it's called. Yeah. Lastly, India says it will not, crypto will never be legal tender. No big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world at all. India is just being India. And I think this is going to be true across the globe. I don't think anyone's going to accept this as legal tender per se. But if a person, because crypto is going to be the alternative to the legal system, right? The legal system, what the old people consider safe and cool. So of course it's not going to be adopted, at least not right now. It's kind of like, the analogy is when I fly to Las Vegas, and I don't go very often, but I went recently. To catch a cab, you just leave the terminal, and just where a cab would normally be is where a cab is, right? You just wait at the sidewalk, and there you go, there's a cab. To catch an Uber, right? And who catches a cab mostly? It's definitely not me. I'm not going to catch a cab. It's my parents, right? My parents' age. Those are the people that are going to catch a cab. Now, if I'm going to catch an Uber, I have to take an elevator to the second floor, go over the sky bridge into this parking lot, go down one floor, and then Uber has its like designated Uber and Lyft ride sharing companies. That is annoying. Right? That is annoying. That is the old people kind of coordinating us off into the space. And this is what's happening with Bitcoin. It's you and me that's using Bitcoin. It's not the older people. The older people don't understand it. It's out of their realm of thinking. This is like 92 with the websites, with the internet. Right? They couldn't fathom this stuff. It didn't make sense. Like if you remember seeing those news reports, like the anchor in 92 would be like, what is this internet thing? And people aren't gonna be using the internet. It's just so funny. We'll pull up a video at some point, maybe next time when I'm really having a strong argument for Bitcoin or crypto. Same idea. We're being cordoned off. I think in the long term, though, this will be part of the mainstream because I don't see people going back to the conventional banks anytime soon. Like I get custody of my coins. I get to be the custodian of, and that's great. I love it. The last thing I want to share is this goddamn thing. This coin tracker is fine. It's okay. Like here we go. So my latest transaction went in. So those 7 hours ago, I put another $1,000 into BTC, 0.03. LOL. It's almost nothing. And now we're at $4,000 because yesterday I put 2,000 instead of 1,000. And this is great. This is the chart I wish you could have access to. But unfortunately, when I do click share and I put this link in my bio, all you get is this, which is just so annoying, dude. I'm like, what is this? Why couldn't Shrimpy or whatever they were called just accept Bitcoin? I sent their CEO an email. What is this? Anyways, this is it, unfortunately. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If there's anything interesting in between, I'll drop a video. But aside from this is everything. There is a link into the thing so you can see that I'm 100% Bitcoin. It's absolutely useless. You want to see the figures. You want to see the numbers. I'm not coy. I'm happy to show you guys. I'm like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.